Abraham Nava sitting on the bench. Pumas defender not in this game, but Luis Garcia is. Patino is out. Patino, some success, but nothing to show for it in the first half. Mentioned that Mexico was going to try and, or was going to need to give Hugo Sanchez some help up front. They were going to get on the board, and Luis Garcia is about as good as it gets. Garcia, now with Atletico Madrid, ex of Copa America. Guy who was more the slasher, while Sanchez sometimes seems to take the scenic route towards goal. He knows where the most direct route is. Very familiar playing with Zage as well, so that should help.
And I think that was a factor for looking back. Maron was probably very pleased with his team's performance in the first half. Zage in particular was a thorn in the Argentine defense.
Garcia Aspe challenging, but then gets a game of monkey in the middle. Ball knocked back, Gorosito. Redondo launches it. Simeone off to the flank. And there's Garcia actually playing some defense on the right. Now, if they're going to play him as a right mid, and understand everyone has defensive responsibilities, that would be a mistake from Mejia Baron. Luis Garcia is one of those guys that needs to be towards the center of the pitch. Of course, with Hugo Sanchez, there's not a lot of room there. Sanchez trying to direct traffic. Told Zage to go to the flank. Instead, he takes the shot. Sanchez was there for a rebound that never came.
Again, those long strides from Zage, taking up and moving forward very quickly for Mexico.
The real story of this tournament, just prior to these teams hooking up, was the host nation, Ecuador. Ball deflected out, and Zage will take the throw. Went through their first 4 matches, winning every one, until they ran into El Tri to fall 2-0. So Mexico putting an end to the Ecuadorian buzzsaw and earning a spot in the final themselves.
When you look back, you look at the talent level at all the teams in this tournament. Colombia, Asprilla, Valencia, Rincon, Valderrama.
Well, there was a golden generation throughout. Off to the far side again, Raul Gutierrez. In for Garcia, one of his first touches. Ramon Ramirez wants some movement, but everything seems to be staying in the center of the park, and he's not happy about it. Comes back to help win a throw-in, though. When you talked about some of the great players, Chile, with that great Colo-Colo aside, and players like Fabio Estay from U de Chile, Zambrano, Zamorano. Ecuador with Alex Aguinaga leading his probably one of the prime generations in Ecuadorian soccer. Here's Garcia taking the ball off the boot. Sanchez tries to return the favor, and then Garcia and Zage bang into each other, and the ball bounces free.
Oh, that was a shame, wasn't it? Everything was done so well on that play. Sanchez flips it over. Zage and Garcia, they collide here. A little bit of a misunderstanding, and look at that. Comes right straight out to the Argentine defense.
Take a look at Paraguay. Chilavert, Struay in the midfield. Gamarra, Celso Ayala in the back. Roberto Cabañas, at that time playing with Boca Juniors.
One of my favorite players of all time. Really a spectacular, skilled player.
For Peru, the Nene Cubillas era was long over. But Percy Olivares, Roberto Martinez, Roberto Palacios, as Chori was there with Dario Mucho Trigo, Valdir Sainz. They were struggling just a touch.
Del Solar.
Chemo, one of the legendary players in this Copa America tournament. Blasted long. Offside. Trap pulled. And Argentina bit. Second of the game against the Albicelestes.
Well, so far, nearly played to perfection by Mexico back there. Would it continue? Or would Argentina get the break they had been looking for?
For Uruguay. They had Marcelo Saralegui, Adrian Paz, name familiar for many MLS fans in the early days. Ball switched by Galindo, who seems to be dropping a little deeper in the midfield with Luis Garcia in. A chance to spin in, but knocked aside. No chance for Hugo, but out for the corner kicks. Fifth of the game for Mexico.
Just tipped away by Borelli on that play.
Uruguay also with a dynamic duo up front, Ruben Sosa and Enzo Francescoli. Ball deflected in front, and there's Goycochea. Of course, Uruguay's pieces of the puzzle would eventually fall together in the next tournament that they would host. And here on Goal TV, as we get you ready for the 2007 Copa America, these retrospectives on the finals. Keep it tuned. We've got all the recent finals and plenty of stars and goals on display. Deflected back to midfield. Redondo into the corner. Of course, you mentioned that U.S. side. And Tony Meola was playing with the Fort Lauderdale Strikers, but that was not the NASL version. It was the comeback afterwards that perhaps eventually started the groundswell for MLS. Mike Lapper, John Doyle, Clay Koyman, who was actually captaining Cruz Azul in Mexico at the time. Along the back. Midfield of Bruce Murray and Tab Ramos. Peter Remis up front. Kobe Jones was still with his dreadlock starter kit at that point, rather than the senior 37-year-old version we have seen of late.
Did you have to say senior? I mean, I'm sure he resents that.
Just had his birthday celebrated with a goal. Not a bad way to celebrate. Brad Friedel still going strong. Going to take a look at the guys who are now coaches or assistants. Fernando Clavijo, Chris Henderson.
Well, there's some guy named Lawless that was on that roster too that just made some comments about the EPL.
Just a touch. And then Jeff Agus trying to pull a few strings for Bruce Arena up in New York. Mike Lapper also an assistant right now. That was, again, like you said, a lot of, don't want to call them amateurs, but that was the time that Bora was putting all the pieces together. Playing, seemed like sometimes 70 games a year. But it would pay off. Now a chance as Hugo lays it out for Garcia Aspe on the flank. Top of the box cross deflected wide. Still no score in the 53rd minute. We've still got a long way to go before we hit the record. In fact, the way the rules have changed, we will never have as long a final as they had way back in 1919. 150 minutes. Played the full 90 scoreless between Brazil and Uruguay. And then played 2 extra times, 30 minutes each, not just the 15 now. Chase, bit of work here into the area. Simeone, but he forgot something, and Claudio Suarez pushes it wide.
Well, another fine piece of defending by Suarez there. Just good play overall, Phil, by Simeone as well as the defender Suarez. See Suarez there, he doesn't really make a lot of contact. He waits for that ball to come off the foot of Simeone and just pokes it away. That's all he had to do on that play.
This will be an in-swinger. Argentina from the left to the right here in the second half. A little bit of a shirt tug by Nacho Ambriz. But it looks like they'll call the earlier foul against Alberto Acosta, and Mexico quickly out to Zaguinho. Brazil would eventually win that 1919 match 1-0. They would also hook up again in 67, a 3-0 victory.
It was interesting, Phil, in this match. In the 55 minutes in, Mexico really was having maybe a little bit of an edge in terms of getting into the attacking third. Argentina playing a little bit more defense.
Garcia Aspe. Foul against Redondo.
But you had to feel really good if you were a Mexican at this point in this championship match, because they were playing well.
Goycochea still in goal. Ruggeri substituted by Cáceres in the first half due to an injury. Oswaldo, Borelli, Altamirano along the back. Redondo, Simeone, Zapata, Gorosito in the midfield with Acosta and Batistuta up front. We still haven't really seen many of those traditional displays of Batistuta on the break. Give credit to Mexico. Garcia Aspe, Nacho Ambriz helping to stop those forays before they get to Gutierrez, Suarez, Ramirez, and especially Campos. A couple of times they've sent the ball in for Batistuta, who drops back on defense, but Campos has done a very good job controlling his area. This is where things break down. Galindo not having a great game, not seeing a lot of touches, but when he does get it, that one's stolen away. Patino substituted for Garcia, who steps in alongside Ramon Ramirez, Hugo Sanchez, and Luis Roberto Alves in the attack for Mexico. Mexico actually more shots than Argentina right now, but not much to trouble Goycochea. Ball stolen back by Gutierrez down the flank.
Very confident, very composed. El Tri in the back.
Zague drops it back. His dad played his professional ball in Mexico. So Zague actually had the chance to go back to Brazil, where his roots are, or Mexico, and chose Mexico. Mejia Barón and the Mexican fans very happy about that. Lifted forward. Garcia tries to control a battle of number 10s. Now Simeone dropping back. A little surprised to see him playing that deep. It works out defensively, but that's one of the reasons Argentina hasn't had much success on the turn.
That was just
Suarez from behind.
An immaculate play to get out of trouble back there by the Argentine defender. I think it was Cáceres. This is the play after.
Suarez joining Sanchez and Garcia Aspe in the book. Oswaldo and Gorosito for Argentina. Raul Gutierrez. Mexico will get it back.
That was one of the few poor passes by Gorosito. It's such a good game, doing everything so well, but his passing was superb. That one was a little bit of a letdown.
Something you mentioned earlier on in regards to these two teams' road to the final, the fact that Mexico actually finished third. Neither of these teams won their group. It was Colombia that snuck in, only to be sidelined. Zague, and look at Hugo, near post and still waiting.
Another good opportunity by the Mexicans here. That's a nice pass, hit hard enough. Zague runs out to meet it on the turn, but he did have teammates screaming for the ball in the box.
You can see him kind of give that next time signal to Hugo. But we're in the 60th minute. They better watch out. There might not be many more next times. Ball knocked aside. Redondo fouled in the process. and officially 14 fouls apiece. Ecuador winning Group A. Peru the surprise victors in Group B. Colombia Group C, but they're all watching. Argentina and Mexico. 60th minute in the book. Still no score. Ball deflects back. Batistuta tries to weave his way through but can't. Zage. Nice bit of work to round Borelli, taken out by Basualdo. Play on.
The timing was really sharp by Basualdo. It had to be. And he challenged at the right time. Here's a replay in that. Ooh. Not so sure if he got the ball or not that time.
July 4th, 1993. Monumental Stadium in Guayaquil. The 1993 Copa America Final. Bill Shane, Lindsey Dean with you. A free kick here for Argentina as they look for their 14th Copa America crown. Trying to break the tie with the Churruas of Uruguay. Launched long by Gorosito. Deflected down and cleared by Mexico back to midfield. Whistle had blown. Foul over the back, and Vicente coming over to have a few words.
Redondo that time fouling.
Mention the fact that Hugo Sanchez hasn't gotten many, if any, chances. I can remember one shot from Hugo. Well, the other guy who scored has also been kept in check, the semifinal hero Ramon Ramirez, with one of the goals of the tournament. Every time he seems to try and be ready to rev the engines on the left side. If it's not Gorosito, it's Zapata. If it's not Zapata, it's Basualdo or Borelli, throwing bodies in his way. Garcia tries to dribble through the guts, but can't. Long ball up front. Here's Batistuta, a rare break. Batistuta, near post goal. Batistuta with the goal, and Argentina with the lead.
Well, they kept him in a bottle up until now, but what a finish by Batigol. One of so many for Argentina. Look at the way he just keeps his balance, keeps focus, takes a look. Phil, that is a lethally hard-hit shot to beat Campos like that. This was an incredible strike by Batistuta. Look at the accuracy, near post. Bullet.
A little bit of a foot race, and he gets around Ramon Ramirez. Campos, not the tallest of goalkeepers, lacking a good 8 inches on the guy in the other nets on the other side. So he has to cheat and play angles. There aren't many forwards that can sneak it through a hole that small.
Well, he got the power on that shot, because when you look at the replay, Phil, the technique was flawless by Batistuta. He took a look. He looked back down at the ball. He had picked his spot. The striking leg knee was right over the ball, and just bang. He had to hit it hard to beat Campos. I'm sorry.
Second sub coming in is Leo Rodriguez for Gorosito, who was very active in the midfield. There you see the number 20.
I mean, this must have been so difficult for the Mexicans, because they'd played so well up to this point and it pushed the attack. And then
challenging.
One strike and they're behind.
Yellow card against Acosta. Joining Basualdo and Gorosito. 6 handed out so far by Marcio Resende. 3 apiece. Leo Rodriguez playing in Italy at Atalanta at the time. 26 years of age. Hard-nosed, speedy, good passer. And I think they feel that with Mexico having to push forward a touch, there might be a few openings on some of those passes for Argentina.
Well, that was Batistuta's second goal of the tournament. He was the leading goal scorer in the '91 Copa America with 6. But his timing is obvious. He was a tall player by some standards, Phil, about 6'1". But again, so much physical and technical ability there on display at the same time.
And now showing a little bit of teeth and cleats, Leo Rodriguez. 15th foul against Mexico. This is the 7th meeting between these two sides. Very first one coming back in the very first World Cup, 1930. Argentina pounding them 6-3. Took 55 years before they would play their second meeting. That was in Los Angeles, Mexico's home away from home. A 1-1 draw. They would pop down to Puebla across the border for another showdown. Another 1-1 draw. Ball into the middle for Sanchez, intercepted. Argentina knows Mexico's playbook probably better than Mexico today. Fourth meeting would be 5 years later in Los Angeles again, and Mexico would actually get the win. 2-0 over Argentina in the friendly. Next year, a scoreless draw in Buenos Aires. Here in the middle, Zage tripped up, and a penalty. Hugo Sanchez points it to the spot. Marcio Resende agrees, and Zage earns a chance to equalize.
So this time they did connect. They did get it right. And it was a chance for Mexico to get right back in this match.
Those long legs of Zage are hard to avoid when he's dragging him on the turf.
But he came back well to stay onside on that play, Phil.
And a good ball from Galindo. Goycochea was not trying to foul, but well played by Zage, as the angle he picked, even if Goycochea tried to avoid him, it was impossible.
Well, this is how Goycochea made his reputation, obviously, saving penalties.
Benjamin Galindo probably would love to have a cigarette now to calm the nerves. But instead, more than 70,000 looking on as he stands 12 yards away from tying this game. Mention all those other head-to-head meetings. Well, even the World Cup of 30, none of them bigger than this. The shot rolled home. Mexico on the board. A goal for El Tri, and we're tied here in the 68th minute.
Well, not even Goycochea could save this one. He guessed to the left. It went to the right.
The master of the penalties dethroned, at least for now.
But again, terrific stuff by the Mexicans, Phil. They go down a goal. They had played so well in this match, and then they make it happen. Zage, he really earned that PK.
A lot of times you see a penalty and you almost have to take it with a grain of salt, but you're absolutely right, because if Goycochea doesn't bring Zage down, he's got an empty net to shoot at, and it's on his left foot. Ball deflected out. 6th corner of the game for El Tri. The Simeone saying it should be a throw. Never one to keep his mind quiet. Galindo again. 70th minute winding to a close. Whistle and a foul against El Tri. It's going to be a free kick. These two teams have played 6 times to this point. A win for each and 4 draws, and we're drawn again with just 20 minutes left in regulation in this '93 Copa America Final. Glancing header. Back to midfield, trying to slip through off Basualdo's long ball. But Suarez does a good job shepherding it. Take a look here.
But again, Zaghi moves out.
Taking a look. Onside. Beautiful camera work, great tape work. Almost as good as the play on the field for Mexico, no doubt about it. Unless, of course, you're sitting at home in Buenos Aires. Juan Ramirez. Ramon Ramirez. Quickly restarted. Gets it back on the break. Near side. Galindo. Early cross. That might not have been a cross. I think it might have gotten away from him, but it's still almost nestled in.
Well, I think if you look back on this game for Mexico, you can say played so well. There were a few things they might have done better. Crossing was not the best. Let's face it, they had 3 or 4 that could have had better quality. But that's admittedly nitpicking. They did many other things well in this game.
Ecuador's Jose Luis Dolgueta with 4 goals. That's the golden boot mark right now, and Batistuta trying to close in on that. Rodriguez gets it back on his boot, chipped to the middle, deflected away for the corner. Zage still with a chance. He's got 2 as well. Garcia Aspe, Patino with 2. That goal off the spot for Galindo was his first of the tournament, and Hugo Sanchez also held to 1 goal so far. Rodriguez off the corner, headed clear by Garcia Aspe. Lifted back in, offside. Batistuta a little slow to push out. 3rd offside against Argentina. "17 minutes left. Luis Garcia's onside. Sanchez drops, but well covered Altamirano. If he hesitated just a bit, Garcia had Sanchez picked out.
You're right, he took 2 looks actually. Had his man picked out.
Chance here on the break. Argentina looking for the go-ahead goal again. Simeone, El Cholo, runs into Suarez, gets away with it. Ball from Batistuta, nestled home. A goal for Batistuta on what appeared to be some controversy on the throw-in. Mexico too slow to react, and Batistuta with his 2nd of the game and his 3rd of the tournament.
Well, it was picked up very quickly by Simeone. He puts it in play right away. Batistuta, look at this. Cuts it back, this time with the left foot. Boy, does the soccer world miss this player. He gave us so many thrills. 56 goals in 78 appearances for Argentina. With the right foot, with the left foot. Here's the play that led to the goal again. Simeone picks it up right away. Suarez cannot recover to get into the middle. The rest is just
looked
beautiful.
like it might have taken a slight deflection, which gave Campos no chance. But again, we talked about Batistuta's goal scoring. And now a hit on the other side as Rodriguez gets up a little slow. Give a lot of credit to Simeone as well. That's one of the things that made him so dangerous. It's more than just drawing red cards, as some people might be muttering, but a quick thought on this throw-in. Mexico trying to catch their breath.
That's just beautiful. The first touch to drag it across the defender. It's just so well done.
And the slight deflection off Ambris removed all doubt.
I mean, you go back, Phil, and you think about Batistuta again. He deserves all the mentions that we've given him looking back in this game and so many others. In the Serie A, of course, known for the tenacious defending. 184 goals in 318 matches. Of course, you're talking primarily about Fiorentina and then Roma.
Hit from behind. Garcia Aspe draws the foul. 18th against Argentina. No love lost between these two sides. Nacho stops, tries to pop it over the back line. Argentina had the lead, gave it away, and now regain it. Another foul whistle by Marcio Resende, and Mexico wants to take it quickly. But also take a look here, and admittedly a lot harder off the throw-in than it is, a lot harder off a free kick than it is the throw-in. But while Mexico's standing around, look how many bodies Argentina throws in front of this free kick.
Well, again, but part of that was the Argentines are back there around the ball. They're not allowing the free kick to be taken quickly. And it is different than a throw-in, to be fair, Phil. I mean, you can pick the ball up and throw it in immediately unless the referee says you can't.
Resende saying to wait. Galindo very good on these services with a chance on a shot as well. So 2 goals and a yellow card. Galindo through the wall. Goycochea saw it all the way. This, the oldest international tournament in the world, started way back in 1916. And that, along with the Olympics, part of the precursor to the World Cup. Uruguay, one of the big groups to push the creation of the World Cup, and one of the big beneficiaries as well of this Copa America tournament. Starting this match tied at 13 championships with Uruguay is Argentina. Reflected back for Basualdo. Few shaky moments for the Argentine back line, but not many. Looks like the trainer's loosening up to come into the game. Costa gets it away from Garcia Aspe. Mexico seems maybe not winded, but a little out of it at the moment, trying to find their form. They thought they had it at least a little bit of breathing room with the free kick, the penalty kick from Galindo, but Argentina quickly challenged and responds.
But it was that short increase in the pace of the game, wasn't it? Just pick the ball up, throw it in. Batistuta, one touch, goal.
Launched long, no problem for Campos. Nacho Ambris again to the midfield. Haven't seen much from Zage. Maybe here. The back heel from Sanchez for Garcia, who does not give up but commits the foul. Not a smart one. That play was in danger of being pinned in the corner. Instead, it's a free kick for Argentina.
No, but it was another good foray into the middle of the Argentine defense, wasn't it, Phil? There's that little ball through. Back heel. Didn't work out, but there were some spaces in there that they did exploit up into the box at least. When you look back on this match, The difference, obviously, Batistuta, but the difference in terms of the play, one throw-in, and you boil it all down, and that's really what you were dealing with.
Atlas's Luis Flores looks like he's the player that Mejia Barón believes will save Mexico. Nacho Ambriz pulling down Batistuta. Who's coming out? Luis Flores, another 26-year-old. So it's Raul Gutierrez who is coming out. So sticking in an attacker, pulling out a back. They've already pulled two players off this right side. Wouldn't be surprised if Nacho Ambriz drops back even a little bit more, as Argentina a little bit worried here. Nothing vicious, but that doesn't make it hurt any less as Acosta down in a heap. Ramon Ramirez talking at the near side with the assistant referee. He's not happy with the way some of these Argentine fouls are being called, saying that basically they're just backing into the Mexicans and getting the calls. Zapata and Rodriguez standing by. Rodriguez tries to draw the foul. Seems a little early to try and kill this game. Still 8 minutes left.
Well,
and it looks like another card.
They were definitely trying to bring the pace down to a walk, weren't they?
Rodriguez deflected towards the back post. Ambriz is sliding over towards that right back spot, but can't hold on to possession. Now Acosta down in a heap. Simeone being told to clean things up, and let's see, did anything actually happen? Maybe a finger to the eye, but take a look here as the hand did seem to reach around. It looks as though Acosta using every single chance to delay this game even more. Resende checking his watch. Rodriguez. Garcia can't get to it. Mexico struggling to get any possession at all. Rodriguez tripped up. Fourth straight foul against Mexico. And when this started, there were more than 10 minutes left, and now we're down to just over 6. Argentina playing very smart in the Mexican end.
Well, of course, taking the air out of the ball, slowing it down.
Both of these sides will be fighting it out again in 2007. Batistuta most likely a commentator, while Hugo Sanchez is actually going to have his neck on the line as coach of El Tri, and hoping he has more success than he has as a goal scorer in this tournament. Simeone has a cannon. Redondo back to Simeone. Touch through for Garcia Aspe. Lifted forward down the line. Sanchez, good job on the hold. Lift for Zage. Was it a handball? Zaguinho said so, but no. Morelli again, and Cáceres as well, helping out on the defensive side.
And you said it, Phil. Beautiful help defending that time. Nice ball to Zage.
Here's Ramirez. huge pitch here at the Monumental. A little hip check. Ramon Ramirez. None of the whistles are going Mexico's way, but again, in their debut in the South American Championship, as the guest, you're not going to get much. Mexico has made it this far by virtue of the 2-0 victory in the semis against the hosts, but finding it difficult here in the late going. Borelli.
Well, I'm quite sure, looking back, if you ask the Argentine players about this match, they will say Mexico didn't just get to the final. They were a very difficult opponent in the final.
Both the U.S. and Mexico would compete in the next championship. Successfully for both, much more so for the U.S. in '95. But that would be the last Copa America for the U.S. until this upcoming one. Mexico has been in every single one since '93. Another foul. Redondo down in a heap. Nacho Ambriz having a few words.
To be expected. Mexico, they had to have the ball back.
And again, more time off the clock. Batistuta, if he could pull out a tape measure, would probably want the referee to use it. Chips it forward. Acosta makes the slashing run.
Just a final word on Acosta, Phil. The year following this, for his club, Universidad Católica, he led South America in terms of goals scored. He scored 33. And he also helped Sporting Lisbon to their first title in Portugal in '99-2000. That would be their first title in 18 years. So it wasn't just Batistuta, although he deserves the credit in this match, obviously.
Into the 88th minute in just a few seconds. Slam forward. Garcia can't hold. Argentina dropping back and a chance in the midfield. Ramon Ramirez finally gets a call. Lifted up and off target. Good chance here for Mexico. Goycochea again. No need for penalties at this point, unless Mexico can put something in the net in the next 90 seconds.
And you saw Campos right in there on that corner. Take another look. And of course you see him streaking back as soon as Goycochea secured the ball.
Ball bounces long. Suarez over quickly. Which way will it go? Another foul against Mexico as Hugo Sanchez ruled to have gone over the back. Final 30 seconds. Take a look. The photographers are ready. The trophy down at midfield. And Mexico running out of time, and again Argentina time wasting like experts. Masualdo, a little hit from behind, a message that all is not well in Luis Flores's world. A free kick, and while they might have gotten a little bit of enjoyment out of it, that's going to eat up a lot, if not all, of the remaining time. Rodriguez had his legs taken out from under him. So for what started out as a very questionable run for Argentina, as they were somewhat fortunate to advance in the group they were in, it ends with Argentina atop the heap. Mexico just a little bit of time added on, trying to turn this around. Ball lifted up. Suarez trying to do something to get it back upfield. Campos making it interesting again. Long ball forward, just 90 seconds into extra time. The final ticks for Sanchez, and he just can't get it cleared away in the back line by Borelli. One final opportunity. Garcia Aspe. Sanchez deflected. Will there be enough time? Resende not looking at the watch yet. Ramirez saying just get it in the middle. They do. Headed into the middle. The whistle blows, but not to end the game. He wants the ball, and that will be it. It is over. Argentina has knocked off Mexico for the Copa America crown in 1993. 2 goals from Batistuta gets it done. The trophy going back to the River Plate, and it's Batistuta who gets it done. Back to show the celebrations when we continue. Celebrating at midfield, Argentina 2, Mexico 1. Passing out the ribbons, the trophy to be handed out. Goycochea so huge yet again, mirroring his 1990 success with 2 penalty kick shootout victories to advance to this point, and then Gabriel Batistuta took over.
Well, Batistuta again, the leading goal scorer in 91. Scored 3 in this tournament in 93, but talk about the timing again. The 2 goals in the championship match. Phil, it was great to look back to 1993. 2 terrific teams putting on a tremendous performance. Argentina comes out on top.
And Oscar Ugeri, the captain, hoisting the trophy above his head in celebration here at the Monumental. Argentina champions of the Copa America for the 14th time. More than anyone, Uruguay would get the chance to host and reclaim the tie in 95, and it's all up for grabs in 2007, and we've got it here on Goal TV starting next week. For Lindsey Dean, I'm Phil Shane. Thanks for joining us. Argentina, the champions in '93.